Today we're checking out two really cool electric guitars around the same price point, at least here in Australia. We have the Yamaha Pacifica loaded with a humbucker in the bridge, and we have the Squier Affinity Series Strat. Let's see how they compare. Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Shane. Today we're comparing two electric guitars, roughly around the same price point. It depends where you live. I'll leave some links in the description below if you want to find out exactly how much they are in your part of the world. So firstly, a massive thank you to Sky Music for letting me borrow both of these. I have to take them back. They're not gifts or anything like that. I just borrow stuff for videos much like this. We have the Squier Affinity Series Stratocaster. We have the Yamaha Pacifica. Now both of these guitars are great for beginners. They're also great for someone who's been playing a while who might want an alternative to another guitar that they might already have, or they might want to mod something without breaking the bank to start with. So each of these are great for that. We're going to compare them both clean, them with a bit more high gain sound, and then also with a bluesy tone. I'll leave some time codes below. If you want to find out more about these guitars, I'll leave some links in the description. Let's get into it. Alright, let's kick it off with some clean tones. I'm plugged into the Kemper using a profile I made of my Marshall DSL 40CR amplifier back there on the clean channel. Let's give this a shot. Neck. There's a huge difference in tone. Let me know which one you like best in the comments. Let's try a different combination of pickups now. We'll go middle and bridge for that familiar kind of sound. Here we go. Now, obviously this has the humbucker in the bridge, so you are getting a combination of bridge humbucker and single coil middle pickup, but I wanted to just show you the differences in the tone, the output, all that kind of stuff, and whether or not this actually does that in-between sound accurately. Let's crank up the gain and go for more of a lead tone. I've added some delay as well. This is still the Marshall on the Ultra Gain channel now. This is bridge pickup, so we're going to be comparing the humbucker versus the single coil. Here we go. You know, this sounded pretty anemic before on the cleans, at least to my ear, but once you start adding a bit of drive, I think it kept up really well given that this is just a single coil. Versus the humbucker, the output felt great and it felt great under the hands. Let's try neck pickup as well. Now this definitely has a thicker, fuller sound than the Squier, but it's not necessarily clearer or better a lot of the time either, especially on that neck pickup, but the bridge pickup on this thing totally rocks. Let's go for more of a bluesy tone now, starting on the neck pickup. Here we go. This definitely has that stringiness to it. Very, very different sounding guitars, no doubt about it. Thanks again for watching, folks. My name's Shane. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. So what do I think about both of these guitars? Now, which one feels the best to play? Because that's the most important one. This, by an absolute mile. It feels so much better. But I gotta tell you, it's just because the setup on this isn't very good. If the setup was just as good on this, the strings are a little bit low, then that would be pretty much on par. I still feel like the Yamaha Pacifica feels like a more premium instrument in the hand than this. After playing hundreds of guitars over the years, I just feel like the Yamaha is a nice instrument in the hand. It's got a slightly fatter neck as well, which is what I personally like, but it's all, you know, subjective stuff depending on what you actually like. Now, in terms of the tones, it's an interesting bag. I actually prefer this clean. The Yamaha just had a little bit more oomph and output, and sometimes volume output can sometimes mean you like things more even if it doesn't sound quite as good. So I'm yet to hear this back, but from what I heard just in the room here through the studio monitors, I much prefer the clean tones on this. When it came to the dirty tones, I was kind of shocked. Overall, I think I like the Squier more. Even when I started using the Ultra Gain channel on the Marshall, this just had a little bit more clarity and oomph. With the sort of mid-gain bluesy settings, I'm kind of leaning a little bit back towards this, except for the neck pickup. So overall, both of these guitars have their pros and cons, and I think if you to get one of these and you to have it set up properly and all that kind of stuff, they're both going to be fine. Now, in terms of tuning stability, this has been much better. I had to retune this a couple of times off camera as well. It's just because the tuners themselves need to be tightened just on the edges here. There's no big deal. It's nothing like the tuners are physically loose or anything. I think they just need to tighten, or it needs to be restrung. Both of these have far lighter strings than I would like to play on either of them as well. But the point of the video is just to see, you know, if you're thinking about buying one, which one to buy. I'm sort of leaning towards, even though I said I like this one better for the dirty tones, if you're going to be playing really heavy stuff, get this. The sort of higher output pickups and the humbucker will give you an advantage there. If you're a straight up blues player or you play clean a lot, both of them are a great choice. It just sort of depends on which one you like best in the hand as well, because that's what it comes down to, what fits your hand better. If I was to buy one of these two, I would buy this. There would be pretty much no question, just for me personally. I've already got a few Strats now, and this isn't a bad guitar by any means, but if I was starting out and I picked up both of these, irrespective of the name brand and brand recognition and all that kind of crap, this feels like a more premium instrument just after years and years of playing, but that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments how wrong I am. I'm sure you will. Not to say these are bad guitars. Like if someone handed me this at a jam or a gig and said, here, do a solo, I would have no problems playing this guitar either. But just as it stands straight off the shelf or straight out of the box, straight in my hand, straight to YouTube, this is the more playable instrument to my ear. Tone is all subjective. They both had their strengths. And like I mentioned, it's all up to you which one you like, but I don't think you go too far wrong with either of these two guitars. So thanks again for watching. If you want to find out more about these, links will be in the description below. Thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.